What's up, everyone? We're back with another video. This is actually going to be the leg workout that I did with Josh yesterday. We're currently 4 weeks out from leaving for Las Vegas, so I've definitely been giving it everything I got, and I'm happy with the results we've been seeing so far. So I wanted to do a voiceover, me and Josh, kind of just breaking down what we were doing with this workout, and hopefully you like it. So I'll pass it over to Josh. He'll give you a little more of a breakdown of what we were doing here.
What's up, guys? As Brian just said, my name is Josh, and I am one of Brian's co-workers. And today we were hitting a pretty solid leg routine. This is one that Ben Pekulski does, and I kind of copied him on that because, he has the best legs in the world right now, so might as well copy the best. So going back to the leg curls that we were just on, as you could see, we weren't going all the way down with it. We were just training through a mid and shortened range of motion, which is completely fine. Yeah, we weren't getting the quote-unquote full range, but we were training it in where most people don't get their hamstrings, which is in that short position. We weren't allowing our hips to rise out the pad, and we were pretty much forcing our hips and quads down into the pad and just pulling up solely with our hamstrings, trying to get them as short as possible. And if you've never trained them in the short position, it hurts like hell, and you will get growth pretty quickly because you're going to be stimulating new fibers and getting a lot of new growth from that.
So for those that don't know, Josh, getting the muscle in the shortened position, that would force the best type of contraction on the muscle?
Correct. So that's where the muscle is fully contracted. And a good way to know that is keep your hips down, and it hurts really bad when you contract it. So we moved on next to leg extensions, and you can see we ended up applying a band to match the strength curve because this machine kind of loses some tension at the top of it. So we're trying to just optimize it the best way we can. So Brian here, as you can see, he goes up and squeezes for a slight second, getting a solid contraction, and we have the band tension on there as well, making it harder at the top. We went pretty heavy on these. Brian worked up to, I believe, like 140, 150 pounds on the extension. Machine goes up to 200 total, so he went pretty heavy. That plus the blue band tension was really solid set, and as you can see, he's in a little bit of pain here for a drop set.
What I can confirm is I definitely was trying to get the muscle as short as possible at the top. Another way of knowing if you got it there, I believe, is when you can squeeze the muscle as hard as you can and there's nowhere else to move it. I feel like that's when I kind of know that I've gotten it to the shortest length possible.
And right here, as you can see, I'm spotting Brian, actually helping him lift it on that last little bit just to get it even that much harder of a contraction, and really helping him lift, and then kind of once he hits the top, making him hold it, and then we let it back down with some control. We're not just letting it drop out of full force. We are trying to control it. And yeah, it's going somewhat quick, but we're tired and fatigued at this point, so obviously it's going to be.
Definitely a really intense leg workout, I can confirm, especially with those drop sets. And you can see, Josh did the same thing here on the final set. We ended up dropping it. We're not doing a lot of counting on the reps. We're kind of just going by feel, just trying to squeeze, contract that muscle as much as possible, not waste a single rep. You probably can't hear the background noise, but at one point Josh said, you can never get this set back. And that's something that kind of kept replaying in my head that, I have no time to waste. I've spent years wasting time with not training with enough intensity or contracting the muscle enough or anything like that, so I didn't want to duplicate that anymore. So we definitely we're doing the best we could on this day.
Yeah, and like Brian was saying, when it comes down to it, you just got to train hard. You hear a lot of people say, oh, how many sets should I be doing for this, or how many reps should I be doing for that? Yeah, there's going to be an optimal zone. But at the same time, if you're always going to be stuck counting, I don't think you're going to ever reach your full potential because, to be the best, which is what I eventually plan to do. My dream is to be a professional bodybuilder. You have to take it to that next level. You have to go beyond that failure point, which is why we're doing these spots, which is why we're doing these force reps, these drop sets, control negatives. We're really, really trying to force as much stimulation, as much blood, and as much pain pretty much to the muscle as we can give it. And I mean, I really don't know how many sets or reps I do per exercise. I just go. If I want to do 6 sets for lateral raises, I'm going to do 6 sets for lateral raises. But if I'm not feeling it that day, I might cut a little bit short when it comes to reps. No, I'm probably in that 8 to 12 hypertrophy rep range, but I do train through all rep ranges. Like the other day, I was going pretty heavy on some dumbbell presses where I did sets of 5, but other weeks I might do sets of 15 to 20. You got to utilize all rep ranges, and you just got to train hard. And that's one thing that I've been working with Brian on is really Brian's a good dude. Brian trains good. Brian trains efficiently. But we're really getting those forced reps out of him now and getting him past that failure point and really pushing him to that next level. And I believe he's responded very well. We've been training together a few weeks now, nearly every day. And, we can already start to see some growth. He's getting stronger. His muscular endurance is going up. So we are seeing progress, and he's doing an awesome job.
I can definitely confirm that. Before I started working with Josh, I didn't really train with a ton of volume, to say that lightly.
Pretty much what Brian means by that is I wrote him a program like 2 months ago, and he had 4 leg exercises on it, and he told me about it was too much volume. So, yeah, he's come a very long way since then, since we started training together.
For sure. And just actually watching my body adapt to the tolerance and taking the beating, because, I don't know if this video is a full gauge of how hard we've been training. He's already spoke about the consistency. We've been training about every day together, and just one of my main focuses was actually locking in and feeling the muscle move. We had talked about Ben earlier. One of the biggest things he always talked about was the best muscles you feel when you're training are probably your best muscles. Those are going to be the most developed. So I've been just trying to take that and make that my thought process on every single set when we train.
And here on the hack squats, as you can see, controlled eccentric, a slight pause. We're not dipping down into the hole and bouncing out of it. We're controlling it back out, which is another place where a lot of people, including myself up until pretty recently, have failed to do so. I would always just drop down, kind of hit the hole, then bounce back out of it. But now I'm actually forcing my quads to push me out of the hole. My feet placement, you can't really see it here, but it's in like more of a duck stance. I'm kind of very low on the platform, toes pointed out, making sure my knees travel over my toes, and putting a lot of emphasis on my quadriceps here. Brian was in a very similar stance. He did go a little bit higher, but that was okay. We were trying to get him a little bit more hamstring and glute activation out of it. But this is actually a heaviest weight Brian has ever done on hack squats today.
For sure.
And we ended up going on a massive drop set for him too, and really brought him some pain, which is awesome. I mean, like I said, I at the start, if I told Brian if he could keep up with me today, I'd buy him lunch, and he kept up really well. So I owe him lunch on a Saturday.
For sure. And we, and the other thing is too, Josh is a busy guy. He's always working. He's full clients, and so him taking the time to work with me and everything like that does mean a lot. We're actually going to continue to try to get more training footage. I know we're going to train chest today, I believe, and we're going to try to get some good footage with that. And then also Saturday, we're going to get some footage as well with another special guest. We don't know what we're training yet, but we'll go ahead and try to video that as well, because I think it's important to know what type of training we're doing. I think a lot of people do videos and transformations and stuff like that without you really getting the feel. And as you can see on our faces here, Josh, we were pushing him right here as well. You're seeing the pause at the bottom, and that was a big difference maker for me because I had never trained like that. And we definitely didn't waste any reps during this workout, I can tell you that.
No, not at all.
So we just wanted to do this voiceover. We never did that before. We'd love to hear some feedback from everybody, and see what you think about the video. After this, we did just go into some standard walking lunges. I think the main cue on that was just trying not to allow our knee to hit the ground, Josh.
Yeah, pretty much. Don't let your knee. I wasn't trying to let my knee touch the ground, and also when I was coming up, I was trying to explode up through my glutes here. That was one of my focuses. I was taking a little bit longer strides and trying to really push through my glutes, and I was giving that cue to Brian, although we were pretty exhausted at this point. Honestly, just getting up would have been acceptable. And after walking lunges, we moved on to one-legged hack squats, but it's kind of like this machine that replicates somewhat of a hack squat angle. But we did those one-legged, and we did a lot of quad focus there. And I would say those are the most humbling exercise you could possibly do. And Brian can probably agree with me on that, as he was in some pain on those.
I can, we weren't doing a ton of weight, and we had already done what I would agree is an insane amount of volume. And I think the main cue we were looking for there was keeping the glute contracted on the opposite working leg. I believe that's what we were looking for there.
Like right here in the video, I'm pushing up with my left leg, but I was ensuring that my right glute was also contracted, keeping everything stable. And I was really just trying to focus on pushing up, or actually not pushing up, but thinking more of a leg extension, and rather when I'm in the bottom of the hole, think of like a leg extension motion and try to push myself that way. That's one of the big cues I have on hack squats and these is don't think just up, but think more of a leg extension type movement. And I've learned that from the guys over at MI40. And in terms of that mind muscle connection, it's helped me quite a bit.
For sure, man. So, once again, I want to thank Josh for taking some time out of his busy schedule for all the training we've been doing. And like I said, we hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely much more to come this week for sure. So, leave a comment in the section below. Let us know what you think. If you haven't, check out Josh's page. He's over at Vogelitis Bodybuilding, right? Mm-hmm. And drops a ton of good content, training content, nutrition content, everything like that. So, until next time, hopefully you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks for watching, guys.